You're listening to the Survivor Sweat Podcast with Mike Buchmiller and Russell Rosenblum. If you are looking to buy, sell, swap, or hire a proxy for your entry, head to survivorsweat.com. Now, let's get to it.
All right, welcome back to the Survivor Sweat Pod. Although we haven't been back in the contest for quite some time, as you can see, we are remote again this week. But there's some congratulations in order as 5 individuals, or would I say 5 entries, crossed the finish line. So fantastic. Congratulations for them. And it was pretty cool. I had a chance to be down at Circa for the morning games and got to feel that atmosphere again. Not so much for ourselves, but for the contestants that were there. There were a few that were sweating those games, and it's always great to be down there.
Most of them were happy.
Most of them were happy. This is true. This is true. My name is Mike Buchmiller. This is Russell Rosenblum. We were in this position in 2022. We did cross the finish line, and we did win Circa Survivor, which seems like quite some time ago. We did not win Circa Survivor this year. And it's kind of been one of those things, Russ, where it feels like I can't tell if the season flew by or crawled.
It's always the same. Correct. Yeah. It felt like it crawled through the season, and then when it's over and you look back, it feels like it flew by.
Yeah. Yeah. Well
said. It's kind of like for those of you that are our age out there, it's kind of like, raising teenagers. Every day feels like a complete grind, like it's never going to end. And then like they grow up and it feels like it flew by, but each day is painful as heck. I'll say. Yeah,
the week to week, you're thinking about the spots you're going to land and, the entries and, if you're going to break them up, how are you going to go, where the public's going to be, where's the chalk, breaking down games. And then all of a sudden it comes to a screeching halt. But as you know, we can't quit the contest and we kind of follow along, obviously, with the podcast. And I try to submerge myself into the community and I kind of have a, how would I say, kind of a skin in the game, it feels like, by doing that. And, we are masochists, so we continue to play the contest individually. And we would have. You
mean like a paper contest, like we pretend. We take the picks that we had left and we figure out who we would have picked. Completely masochistic. And you hope you lose every other game. If you get knocked out with 3-4 to go, you hope you lose the next 4, just like you would have lost anyway. It wouldn't matter.
How'd that go?
It's not the one. That didn't go well either. Someone in our group asked me one week, so who would we have had this week? And I go, look, I'm just going to save time because I'm paying attention. So I sent him the spreadsheet of who we probably were going to take the next 4 weeks after we busted, or 3 or whatever it was. And he responded back. He goes, wow, this sucks. This is the second year in a row. We're going to be 19-1. I'm like, yeah, I know.
Yeah. Yeah. What does that pay?
Same as 1-19.
That's right. Yeah. Yeah, I wish I would went 1-19 in Circa Millions.
Actually, in fairness, you can go 20-1, and if you bust in week 18, Circa week 20, you can still make something because you hedge. But when it's 5 weeks earlier, you can't do anything.
That's right. That's right. That is absolutely right. No, frustrating to say the least. And I remember I sent you a text, and it was kind of a ho-hum text. And you go, well, it means that we played well, or something
right,
to that.
We played well.
We played well.
You can't get the emphasis in the text. It's that whole you lose the game and you say to your team, well, I know it's bad. We lost and you guys did your best, but we played well.
Yeah.
And everyone's like, great. That's not, by the way, that's the opposite of the Vince Lombardi thing. I don't think he went out there and goes, we played well. I don't give a damn if they played well. Bill Belichick, I don't think he cares if they played well.
And it's one of these things where
you sign up. I think he's happy if they play well. That's fine. They hit a big kick at the end to like that's a big game for them. If they can hit the field goal at the buzzer to lose by 7, that's a monster.
Yeah, it's one of those things where you sign up for this contest and and you're like, I'm really not going to win. It's just one of those long shots. But fortunately, we have once, and when you get that taste. And you think you can just, get there.
Fortunately or unfortunately, because then each subsequent year you kind of buy more entries because you really think, you can do it again. And it's like I say in the poker sphere, the worst thing that can happen to you as a poker player is you start off and you play one of your first tournaments and you have a deep run in the cash. If the cash is winning the main event, it's fine. But when the cash is winning like, 40K in some sort of small event, You will dust. I've known people that have like won 30, 40K, then won another one for like 25K, then won like 15, then quit their jobs, dusted everything off they won in the first 4 months playing other events and just, cost of living in life, had no job. 18 months later, they're borrowing money and it's just a disaster.
Who was the guy a couple years ago on Twitter who said, "Screw Circa Survivor, I'm done with this. I'm going to start buying lottery tickets"? Who was that?
I think it was Jeff Benson. No.
Yeah, well, that's the only lottery tickets he can buy. Like, he can't participate in the contest. But
you don't think that'd be fair?
No. Big no. All right,
let's open a proxy business on the side.
Yes, let's recap this. Obviously, one got clipped with the Bengals. The Bungalows it's the same teams over and over.
Yep,
that just
that's the thing. You can get you're right, year in, year out. Of course, you can get burned in other spots, and we have. But usually, you're going to have to find a spot. Exactly, you're going to have to find a spot to take a team like the Broncos, take a team like the Bengals, to take a team this year like Green Bay, who was inconsistent. Tampa Bay for sure, another one.
Oh my God!
Like, those are teams you can't realistically avoid the whole year. So you're going to have to find the spots to take them, and you're just going to have to hope those spots are the right ones where they show up, because they're teams that just don't always show up.
And the gentleman that got clipped, Parts, who I've also been told got clipped last year in week 18 by the Falcons. So
another good example. The Falcons are a team you might be able to avoid during the year. But yes, if they're a team you end up taking, you got to hope it's the week they show up.
Yeah, this year Bengals 7.5. Last year it was the Falcons 8.5 point favorites, and it's the only 2 years this gentleman's entered the contest. And so he's made money both times.
I assume he has. I assume he's hedged somewhere.
I've been told he's made more money this year, because last year he was a little naive to the hedging. But this year he's like, I'm getting
burned when you're a big favorite against a team that's playing for nothing and you're trying to get in the playoffs.
Exactly. So 5 end up getting to the finish line. They each split $3.743 million. Dylan W., Gary A., which we know are the same gentleman, was in control of those, Galen Hall. So he gets his team through there. And there were some other guys on his team that I know from the poker community down there at Circa. So yes, he was the controlling partner, but he did have some investors and people to sweat him with, which we always recommend. That said, Juicy K, which is a female of all things. Shocker.
Really? I didn't know that.
Makes the username even funnier.
That it does.
UNLV nursing student who was kind of naive to the contest, got about halfway through, and then jumped on board, I guess, with some people, two friends that are knowledgeable and have been there before. And I don't know if she sold a piece or how that all worked, but great for her. I know she was the controlling partner. Kick Your Knees Up, who has not really exposed himself or herself, whoever it may be. But congratulations to that one. They got there with the Vikings. And Real Bro, which was on the Saturday Night Sweat, Casey a couple times. And, he had the Jaguars. And I went over, I met him in person, shook his hand. When the Titans go up 7-0, I just walk away. And then, of course, Jacksonville just goes, they took control of the game. And it was a pretty, they're up 33-7 or something to that nature. And you could see people like that. They're still not comfortable. You're just never comfortable. Obviously, the Arizona Cardinals game this year. But, hats off. Congratulations. There was champagne being popped. Derek was down there. Obviously, because 5 of the 6 favorites win, they faded most of the hedges. And Circa obviously did very well themselves. And so hats off to Circa, Jeff Benson, everybody that runs the contest. And when you got 6 right there at the end and 5 get there, there's more celebrations than there is spoilers. So, congratulations to all that.
And Circa probably did a little better on the hedges this year.
Yeah, exactly, as I alluded to. And so I guess at 4 o'clock, well, not I guess, but at 4 o'clock on Saturday on this Survivor Sweat X platform, it was pretty much 5 of the 6. Excuse me, I'm battling like a dry cough, but 5 of the 6 had already basically posted who they were going to take. Kick Your Knees Up were the only ones that hadn't. They had the opportunity to take both either the Bengals, the Vikings, or the Eagles. Eagles, it became apparent early on that, they weren't going to play their guys. Obviously, their starting quarterback, offensive linemen, wide receivers, running backs, those type of things. And although it may have still been an opportunity to go on an island, they could have either been on the Bengals or the Vikings. And it became very apparent through the point spread, and I said this on the Saturday Night Sweat show, that the Vikings just kept getting bet up to 8.5, 9.5, whatever it was. I forgot what it landed on, but man, they looked pretty good, and they finished the deal. And so the bank, So again, man, I
mean, Burrow showed up at the end this time. It didn't matter, but
oh gosh, Cleveland gets 2 defensive touchdowns. I mean, the Bengals were just playing very offensively. They were playing okay when they didn't turn the ball over. But it's just one of those things. It's like, and I was talking to somebody down there. We had Burrow in our in the first round of fantasy playoffs, and sometimes, like the Bengals, they could be the most high-powered offense. They could just go to sleep. They have a propensity just to almost seem not
even more
interested.
So this year, though. Correct. Even more so this year. Burrow was out most of the year, and then by the time he comes back, they're obviously out of the play. I mean, I guess there was this maybe technically mathematical chance when he came back, but pragmatically they were out anyway. Team wasn't very good. The defense was terrible. But again, so it's easy not to justify it. You're in the NFL, you should play, but it's easy to say they're going to mail it in. The only thing you really know in those late Week 18 games there, it's very unlikely either team is going to play for overtime. They're usually just, if there's the opportunity to go for 2, they're going to take it. The only thing that's tricky is if a team is down by 3 with 40 seconds to go, and it's 4th and 9 or 4th and 14 from the 30, they probably kick the field goal to go to overtime and hate it. And it's almost like you send your kicker out there and go, just shank it. Let's get out of here.
Yeah.
This is, maybe that's what the Ravens did.
I was opening my mouth to say that.
And Mike knows what I actually texted. I actually think, and this is sort of an above the rim play, and I wouldn't expect it, but I have seen teams do this. When they get the big, was it Hollywood Brown? I forget. When they get the big reception for the touchdown near the end, before Rodgers gets his last touchdown, right? I actually thought there was maybe 2 minutes and 10 seconds left. I actually thought they should have slid he should have stopped at the 1 yard line because they're down by 3. A field goal ties the game. Touchdown wins the game. You need to win the game to go to make the playoffs. I really don't want to give Rodgers the ball back with 2 minutes to go. It's just not. I mean, I understand they're not. Rodgers isn't the same Aaron Rodgers he was, 10 years ago. Still, I would rather just slide at the 1. You have Derrick Henry. That's going to take it to the 2-minute warning. And then I actually probably literally take a knee on first down. And you're going to take it down. So I don't think they had timeouts left.
They didn't.
Right. So you're going to take it down now to minute 30-ish, minute 20. And then I send Derrick Henry 3 times probably. And so, you might still give Rodgers the ball back with a minute 10. Or you could take one more knee and take 2 shots at the end zone. But you've got debatably the best power running back in the NFL. Top 4, whatever. And if you really want to get nitty, you can go for it on 2nd and 3rd down, and on 4th down, you can kick the field goal to overtime. I would not do that, kick it at the buzzer. I would personally I would even be tempted to take 2 knees and then go on 3rd and 4th down. It's a little more risky, but Henry's had a couple of fumbles this year, but it is what it is. I mean, that's going to be your best chance to win the game. I'm not looking to give the ball back to Rodgers. Now that said, Rodgers scores, and meanwhile, Baltimore comes back and has a chance to win the game anyway after they shank the extra point, and they can't, but still, I don't want to be results oriented about it. I'm not trying to depend on the fact that you're going to get the ball back with 45 seconds and be able to drive the field. I just want to give myself the best chance to have a walk-off win. Not to hand the ball back to the other team's offense. And so once I see stuff like that, now again, I don't think they're expecting to get a 60-yard touchdown or something where the wide receiver's told ahead of time, if you happen to break it, kneel at the 1. But it's one of those that I think you have seen more teams do that over the last few years, where the players are, coached up a little better, and they understand the benefits of kneeling and not getting in the end zone. Don't just pad the stat line, play to win the game.
Yeah, don't get me started with coaching up, because Baltimore's down there. They get the first down. They're in field goal range. They have 14 seconds left. They also have a timeout, And instead of trying to forge forward and gain some more yardage, on a defense that's just been gashed a little bit, they get very conservative. And, it's one of those things where the coach is like, hey, I put them in a spot to win. They instead take a knee. I know Lamar Jackson goes back 2 yards, and they just saw the missed extra point on the other side of the field. 44-yarder, 45-yarder, whatever, is just not a gimme. And
and they got a rookie kicker.
So, for me, let's get Lamar Jackson, play pass.
Or Derrick Henry.
Or Henry, yeah. One of those things. Maybe Henry's fumbles at the beginning of the year or a few other things cause him to be a little bit more cautious.
But I'm going to say this. I'm going to say this sort of like, if you can't rely on Derrick Henry in a key spot, despite any of that, then what's the point of making the playoffs?
No, I understand.
I mean, seriously, it doesn't. Then it's kind of irrelevant. It doesn't matter. So I think it is what it is, and I think Derrick Henry has had a couple of fumbles, but I just think that the chances he fumbles in the spot's incredibly low because he's going to be more focused on ball control.
Sure. No, I get it. I mean, you could even sneak there and get another 1 to 2 yards, and
you can run like you can play action to Henry and bootleg. I mean, there are a lot of things you can do. Lamar's fast enough. Like everyone thinks you're going to hand it to Henry. If he bootlegs, like he's probably going to have an open field for 15 yards. There are a lot of things you can do other than just hand it to your rookie kicker.
Well,
in a major pressure spot.
Enough with them and our Baltimore futures.
Why? Because that had nothing to do with Survivor?
That's right.
I mean, by the way, Survivor's over. Some people got paid, and you see like the brick wall behind me. It's like anybody Pink Floyd fans, hello, is there anybody out there?
Mike has said that one before, yeah.
Exactly. So, it is what it is. So we're sort of talking to ourselves. And I got burned again because I know we needed the Ravens for a futures bet, right? And I'm literally texting Mike. I'm on an airplane, and like, I took a screenshot and sent it to you. My signal literally, as I'm taking off, it cuts out with like 14 seconds to go. And then I get a brief like cut in again, and then it freezes with like just before the kick. Like, so there's like, 8 seconds, and then I don't see your update. I just see there's like 5 seconds or something in the game. And then I just have nothing, and I got to wait 6 hours to land.
Oh, we were in the best spot because we hedged getting 3.5 with Pittsburgh. We were absolutely going to we were going to hit everything and have our futures, not only win the division, but obviously AFC and some other things. And then it was just one of those, when the kick is missed, and I'm sitting next to a Raven fan at the time, it's one of those things where there's just no words. You just get up, you grab your stuff, you go to the door, and that's the way the season ended, just like Survivor.
But how about these Raven fans that think, thank God they finally got rid of Harbaugh. He's terrible, right?
Yeah.
I think what's up with that?
And our Steelers fan friend that he wanted the Steelers to lose because he goes, if they lose, I think they'll finally fire Tomlin. I'm like, dude, I'm sitting here going to Raiders games, and you're worried about.
You would love 9 and 8 seasons like Tomlin pulls in. Yeah,
we get 9 wins. It takes 4 years.
Well, I'll tell you what, that is a wrap for Week 18 and 2025.
And then on to Week 19.
Survivor.
Oh no, you do have something for after the break.
Couldn't have imagined that it would happen. To be here today and collect this check. This is amazing.
Do you have what it takes to win the biggest football handicapping contest in Las Vegas? If you live out of state but want to enter either the Circa Sports Millions or the Circa Survivor Contest, you've come to the right place.
But do you not live in Las Vegas? There's a solution with Survivor Sweat. Place from anywhere in any of the biggest sports contests. Fly to Las Vegas and schedule an appointment to get signed up. Can't make it to Vegas? Just buy an entry form from the marketplace. Either way, submit your picks each week into the contest using Survivor Sweat Proxy.
Kudos to Circa, Survivor Sweat, and everybody else. Once in a lifetime experience. Thank you.
With over $20 million in guaranteed prizes, you can sweat small, win big. Visit SurvivorSweat.com or call for more information.
We're already looking forward to next year, and I know we've discussed some possible changes. I've been communicating back and forth with Jeff Benson about the check ceremony, not the one that we're getting, But he stated that they're going to be doing some informal pools in the upcoming weeks regarding some above ideas, i.e. Circa Main. Maybe possibly they go to unlimited buy-ins because, not the 10, but just unlimited.
Right.
And then the Grandissimo is its own animal, of course, with the 100K. And then the possible one and done, which was, I nicknamed it the silver bullet. Like, sure. I mean, you can get,
badass.
You could get 10 entries with 9 other friends, but
Right.
it's more of a hassle. You end up
Right.
just kind of doing it on your own, if you will. But yeah, they're looking at things, and I kind of discussed the old main event of WSOP because that was the original 10K buy-in, and then a lot of side events started from that.
Right.
And of course, I don't want to put more work on Jeff's plate, but that said, he's got people that are discussing, is it more beneficial for people to have 30, 40, 60 entries, whatever they may be? A syndicate might have 100, 200, or the little guy who only has 1 or 2 entries, and honestly, I do know of people that had multiple hundreds of entries and they didn't find the finish line.
Right.
And there's been people that have had 1 and found the finish line. So that doesn't guarantee anything. That's right. It doesn't at all. And
Look, it makes
there's
you
people
more likely to make the finish line, but it doesn't necessarily make you more likely to make money. It's a debate. Right?
That's right.
It's the same in poker tournaments with rebuys.
That's
People
right.
get annoyed that one guy like a Negreanu may go out there and have 20 rebuys in some event. Meanwhile, he just added to your prize pool. And even though he may play wild because he knows he's going to rebuy, you get it in with your aces against this 9 deuce, and you remember when he sucks out, but you don't remember all the times he just doubles you up because he doesn't care and he's going to go rebuy. So they do create a lot of added value to the field.
Yeah, to be honest, you have people, 18 million was the prize pool, 18.7. And we don't get here without people buying 10, 20, 30, and doing those things.
Correct.
And,
like I wonder and we're not going to know how much the prize pool was, only counting single entries. So you don't count anybody that has more than 1, like how many literally just had 1. And then B, if you don't count anybody that had more than 10. In other words, had a partner. So eliminate all partners. I don't know if that prize pool breaks 10. I think that you got a lot of people that are partnered up and have a bunch of entries one way or the other, and that's how you build those numbers.
Yeah, for sure, Said. And a shout out to Survivor Sweat. The Survivor Sweat clients, kick your knees up, obviously, cross the finish line in Survivor, and Coney Hop, the winner of Circa Millions, was also a Survivor Sweat client.
That's awesome.
So yeah, Survivor Sweat was an integral part of putting 2 people.
And I know last year Survivor Sweat had a number of entries that made it to the finish line with them.
That's right. It's got a lot of good press. I know on Twitter, people, shouting out Survivor Sweat, obviously being that type of platform with the marketplace, and then obviously being a proxy, just getting a lot of exposure to this contest, more money in the contest, and obviously being a part of the winning circle, if you will. So that's awesome. Very, very, very cool. Speaking of the marketplace, Nick, I know that Circa Survivor's over, but there are some Survivor pools.
You ask if there are any Survivor picks, Circa picks in the marketplace.
There's some playoff Survivors pools, and some that have started halfway through the season that are going through there. And so I popped over there and I saw that there was some entries. So if you are a Survivor enthusiast, and there's a lot of people that play these other than just Circa, they're on Splash Sports, they're on other platforms. And so, and Nick, are you seeing some movement over there still?
Yeah. Like Mike said, just because the Circa Survivor stuff is over doesn't mean that you have to stop sweating. So we have this playoff contest going on our website. This is new. $800 for 99% of one of these playoff entries. Looks like it has some pretty decent teams still left on it. We got Broncos, Patriots, Jags, for the playoffs and stuff like this. So obviously it's a little bit too late to buy an entry for yourself, but if you just take a gander at all of these for the different percentages, it'll show you the teams that are still available on these, and you can either outright get one for yourself or you can ride along with some of these people. So let's see up at the top here. Oh, you know what? Let me go back to this contest lobby Okay, so the pool is 69K, and there's 181 entries left out of 772. So, like Russ would normally say, not close. However, I would like to ride along with an entry at 181 rather than 772. So that's what's available on survivorsweat.com right now for you guys. So
Always some way to get back in action.
Yeah. And shout out to Last Men Standing, which also does a Survivor podcast, excuse me. They're hosting Playoff Survivor on Splash Sports. You have to be outside the state of Nevada to sign up for it, but I believe that you can make your picks in Nevada. It's just your initial sign up. It's a 1K entry, and it is a 100K guarantee. And I believe there's only a few spots left. They're capping it at 112. Not sure exactly why 112, but they're currently, I popped on 87 are signed up. And on some, if you click over there, you could see some of the names of the participants that are involved. Parts, who got bounced week 18. He's in there. Big House, who got bounced in week 18 last year. The Meatball Brothers are over there. They're in it. And there's, I want to say Galen Hall got 3 entries over there. So there's several Circa Survivor winners and people that have gotten close to the finish line, and some really cool names that you, if you want to, try take a swing at this playoff Survivor. I've been in a playoff Survivor before with a single bullet. This one, you have to pick two teams in the first round, 2 teams in the second round, 1 in the conference championship, and 1 in
was it 2-2? I thought it was 3-2-1.
Yeah, I originally I know Tony was talking 3-2-1, but they switched it to 2-2-1-1. And so yeah, it is filling up fast. The Last Man Standing is over there. But yeah, if you want to take a swing at this and those Survivor pool rules, i.e. you use 1 team, and that's the only team you can, the caveat is you can never use that team again. So you have to save a possible Super Bowl winner. If you could get there, conference winner, so on and so forth. So pretty cool strategy. And we plan on participating as well. So if you want to come over there, great. But yeah, that's is
cool. It also says here, sorry, Mike, for Tony's contest, the entry deadline looks like it's 1:10 at 1:30 p.m. So right now it's January 8th. So if you're watching this and this contest interests you, you got 2 days.
You got 2 days. It starts kickoff on Saturday, first round of the first game of the playoffs. So yeah, less than 48 hours, or 48 hours, if you will. And I'm looking right now, 91 have signed up. So you better get over there if you want to get in. Yeah, it's going to feel pretty quick. But yeah, that's all I got, guys. I can't even tell you to get your pick in unless you're going to be in that contest. But this is it for us on the year. But if you guys ever want to talk Survivor throughout the year, hit us up.
You know where to find us.
Yeah, at Mike Buchmiller, at Russell Rosenblum, at Survivor Sweat. But it's bittersweet that it's all coming to an end.
Yeah, mostly bitter.
All bitter, actually.
All bitter. I don't know where you're finding the sweet, but nice to drink.
All bitter. But yeah, thank you to everybody that has followed along, that have subscribed. And I try to respond to each and every person that hits us up, whether it's on YouTube or on X. Yeah, thank you. We enjoy discussing the content. Again, we started this just 2 guys talking about a contest that has now grown to be over 18,718. And early thoughts are this thing will get up over 20,000, maybe touching 25,000. I've heard some crazy numbers, but I just don't know. It
depends what they do with max entries, what other contests might be competing with it, stuff like that. And I don't mean third-party contests. I mean, is there a one and done? Do people migrate to that a little bit, or does what happens with their Grandissimo? Stuff like that could impact numbers, but for the most part, it'll grow. It's a question of degree.
Yeah, absolutely. Nick, thank you for everything behind the scenes.
As always.
Nick's produces this. We
Sometimes
just
in
get
front of
on
the
here
scenes.
like,
Yep.
two guys and just talk crazy and just discuss our path. The last couple of years, we've actually made it fairly deep. And so it's made it a little bit more interesting for us. But we also like to follow from afar. And we know a lot of people that are still in it and communicate with us and so on and so forth. So again, congratulations to everyone. I plan on being at the check ceremony on Friday, and
You're gonna try to
tipping my
crash it,
cap.
just run up there and try to grab the check.
Yeah. Well, now I just get the free drinks.
There
So
you
I
go.
crash it. I tip my cap. Congratulations. I always like to be supportive and not just celebrate when we win, but celebrate everybody in general.
Absolutely.
It's been a
The
great
contest
community.
overall.
And I've met some really good people throughout it, and so it's a good time to spend time, shake hands, and again pat people on the back. So it was fun being down there at Circa and just seeing them individuals live it. And man, it just makes me thirsty. Like I really want to do it. I really want to do it again. I don't know. I've always said, we've won a once in a lifetime contest. Can we do it? But when we go 19-1 for 2 straight years, it feels like we can. Who knows? We could be bounced week 5 next year, or we can make another sick run. So
Exactly.
one thing's for sure, we will be in it. So
Yes, sir.
for everybody, Nick, Russ, everybody, thank you. And
Thank you.
we will see you in 2026. Later.